up.
What?
Ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages, I know you're in the middle of your millionth Safi'jiiva siege, collecting all of that Dracolite to upgrade your weapons, and what a wonderful time it is to have a system with such depth, such potential, and such customization ability. It's really wonderful, isn't it? Well, what if this system was applied to other things? For example, I don't know, armor sets. Yeah, let that one sink in for a moment.
Well, good luck with that.
For those who haven't done much Safi'jiiva, or who'd just like a quick refresher on the mechanics I'm referring to, all of the Safi'jiiva weapons have something called the Awakening system, which allows you to pour Dracolite in them for points. After a set amount of points, the game shows you a grouping of abilities, from which you can choose one and have it apply directly to your weapon, with most abilities having multiple rarity levels, so you can really power it up by the end of its journey. These abilities vary from straight up statistical changes like attack or defense, all the way up to set bonuses, which let your weapon just count as an armor piece towards your set bonus, which is fucking awesome. But all of this is simply stuck on your weapons, and not just on your weapons, but only on Safi'jiiva weapons. So what if we could have awakening abilities not just on said weapons, but also on your armor set?
It's time to split!
Well, let's say we just copy-pasted the system as is. Would it work? If we say there was a world in which we have this system applied to just all armor sets in the game, you upgrade them slowly as you use them, you can gain straight-up statistical bonuses, and, well, I mean, the set bonus ability would be pretty silly for armor. I mean, come on. Imagine if each piece could get an ability to make it count as 2 pieces for a set. You could literally have Frostcraft in 2 pieces, True Critical Element in 2 pieces, and then the 2-piece Namiel Element Acceleration in your 1 remaining piece. Okay, actually, honestly, now that I've said it, that sounds fun as all fucking hell. But as far as balance goes in creating an interesting game with variety, that definitely wouldn't quite help. So for the sake of this, let's say no set bonus abilities.
Who cares, baby?
But if we are taking away set bonuses, that means they're just gaining statistical upgrades. So what really is the point? Might as well just have extra armor sets with higher stats as a base and give us more visual designs at that point, really. That said, what if we change things up a bit? What if for the armor sets, instead of a statistical upgrade, we'd let them awaken into ranks of armor skills? Instead of attack 6 for a bunch of true raw just associated with the armor piece, what if an awakening ability could give you 2 ranks of the attack boost skill? Or on a more interesting level, things like the capacity boost skill, which increases your file count for charge blade or your shelling ammo for gun lance, or something like focus even. Imagine if you could just stick the skills that you wanted on whatever armor you wanted to wear, regardless of the base skills on said armor.
That's a wonderful idea!
In theory, this would allow us the ultimate customization, really, allowing us to make the most perfect sets possible for whatever we want to do, regardless of your weapon, regardless of your playstyle, regardless of if you want maximum damage or a ridiculous amount of pure utility. It doesn't matter. You could get it. But to play devil's advocate, that is also where the problem lies with this idea. If you can make any armor in the game act as your ideal armor set, then build creation, in its current incarnation at least, would be a thing of the past. There would be just one mix set with great starting skills and decoration slots that every person and their mother would use as a base. And then the creativity and uniqueness would come entirely from the Awakening system, which I guess is alright, but it would just make the game feel a lot more samey in a number of aspects, removing a lot of the variety around the place.
Why must you analyze everything with your relentless logic?
There would still, of course, be skill required and planning to actually work out the perfect set, but as much as it would still be interesting, I just honestly don't think the game would feel quite like Monster Hunter anymore. So how exactly would we go about fixing that? Well, personally, I see a couple of potential ways. First up, only have it be one armor set. Yeah, sort of like how Safi weapons are okay being super strong and crazy because they are deep endgame DLC monster gear. Maybe just have this system attached to a specific, singular DLC monster armor set later on in the life cycle of the game, when balance matters a little bit less and the variety you are looking for is already gained by adding the armor in the first place, as everyone who switches to said armor is switching away from something else. Personally, if I were going this route, I would completely remove decoration slots slots from that armor set and really extend the amount of customization available from the Awakening abilities. In fact, I have a neat little way, I think, to make a singular armor set with this system just about work. The armor has no decorations and minimal basic general skills like health boosts that no one would really say no to.
This is less fun than previously indicated.
But the Awakening system is in place for each individual armor piece. However, by default, it's not active. The pieces are not awakened. The armor set would have 2 set bonuses, a 3 set, which activates the Awakening abilities, so you have to have 3 pieces of the set to actually take advantage of them, and then you can mix 3 pieces of the set with something that has more decoration slots if you want to use decorations instead. And then the 5 set, which might be a little over the top, but what if the 5 set just made it so every Awakening skill you had was doubled?
And I love you, random citizen.
You put 3 attack boosts as Awakening on the legs? Well, if you're wearing the other 4 pieces of the armor as well, that 3 attack boost becomes 6, and so on and so forth. This would be absolutely bonkers powerful, but again, as we are considering it as a super endgame post-launch DLC, we're allowed to get a little bit bonkers. So to really play up that side of it, what if the 5 set that allowed you to double the skills had a secondary function? What if the 5 set bonus made the doubling of skills surpass natural skill limits? Like a sort of catch-all skill secret. Capacity boost in the legs? Well, now it's 2 capacity boost, and it works for extra 2 files on the charge blade or extra 2 shells on the gun lance. 3 health boost on the arms? Well, now it's 6 health boost, and it gets you an extra 100 health instead of just an extra 50, or 6 focus. I mean, just imagine these builds.
Unacceptable!
Okay, yes, maybe the catch-all skill secret is probably a step too far, or like a long walk too far, but Capcom has laid their hand on the table, so to say, with the Safi'jiiva update, showing that they are more than willing to add completely meta-shaking equipment in DLC updates. Honestly, for new weapons to take over for the Safi weapons that take proper advantage of set bonuses, they would have to be at just ludicrous power levels. The raw statistics would have to be far higher to make up for the loss of a set bonus. So what I'm saying is, as much as some of the things that I've said so far are just undeniably fucking ridiculous, are they really that far out of the realm of possibility? Can any single one person say for certain that this armor set couldn't come in a future DLC update? Or even a version of this system for all armor in a future Monster Hunter game? I don't know. No one does, but it's the potential of this, of all of this, that is just absolutely tantalizing to me. Alright everyone, I've been Cotton Dinosaur, and these have been my thoughts on the Awakening system for armor sets in the future. Do you like any of the ideas that I brought up? How do you think this mechanic can be applied to other equipment in the future? Like if you liked the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet. This is the brand new outro to tell you all the things that you do that we love, so let's start with something simple and say, oh, we love your eyes. When they're watching us play video games, when we make a bunch of jokes that are kinda lame, or when they gaze upon our failures as we try to kill the monsters or report important news about the Kingdom Animalia. Rage, Content, and Hollow are all here, talking about the things you want to hear. So if you want to be the first to hear, like and subscribe and the bell and we'll cheer. Some of you are patrons, even though we are all the noobs and you're the pros. There's nothing we can do to thank you. No, really, there's nothing we could possibly do. Goodbye.